Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead, and today I'm making elderberry tea. So if you're not familiar with elderberries, they grow on a bush, which it can grow a lot, almost like a tree, and it will spread if you don't keep the runners trimmed down around them. But they grow on a big bush, and they make big heads of these wonderful berries. So they're very quick to pick because you just break the branch and pick off the whole head. But then comes the work of cleaning up the berries and getting them off these heads. So there are several different ways to do it. I've seen where people use forks or where they use hair picks. But I have tried those, but I go back to the simple method of just very gently, almost tickling them off of the vine here. And they're very easy to come off. So then, of course, I dunk them in here and wash them very good first. Then I tickle them off, put them in another container, and do a second wash before I use them. So when you're massaging your berries off of the vine, you want to be careful and watch for any green or red berries. Those are not ripe and are toxic. So make sure that they are either this dark purple black color, or I believe there's another variety that is blue, and those are also okay to eat. Those do grow wild in some areas of the country, but this is the most common elderberry, this dark purple black in the US here. These are a nice ripe, so I haven't had any, maybe a couple that were red, but most all of them are ripe, and they're ripe enough that they're really coming off easy just doing the massage method here. In some heads of them, I do have a lot of dried ones, and I'd be careful not to get those in with my fresh ones here. I will be freeze drying a lot of these at some point for recipes in the future. I still have some that are freeze dried from last year, but my wonderful friend Bonnie invited me to come pick these at her house. I have, I think, 3 or 4 plants that I have started, but they won't be producing for a few years yet. So she typically shares with me, and we share produce kind of back and forth. You can buy dried berries online. I believe you can find them on Amazon, but they're kind of expensive. So like most produce, if you can find someone to share or trade with, that's always the best option. We are on a fixed budget, so purchasing the dried berries really is not an option for us. And since we do have a freeze dryer, I'm able to dry our own. You can, of course, dehydrate them, but you won't be able to get 100% of the moisture out as you do in freeze drying. Using the freeze drying method, I can dry berries to be used in the future many years from now, so that's exciting. You know, we are getting older, and although we plan on doing this for several more years, you just never know when you won't be able to do it anymore. And so the more of that we can put away and prepare for when we're older, the better. This syrup that we're making today has proven to really help boost your immunity. Elderberries contain certain elements that really boost that. So they're super healthy for you. I am going to be making several different recipes, so I'll have basically a series on elderberries. And this is the first in this series. Okay, for the final wash now on the berries. Kind of splashes a lot that way. Okay, we're just going to let them drain for a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our drained, washed elderberries, and this is 4 cups. If you were using the dried berries, you would be using only 2 cups. But we're using fresh today, so we're using 4 cups. You can also freeze your berries and make additional batches of syrup as you need it, which is what I do sometimes as well. And to that, we're going to add 4 cups of distilled water. And 1 cinnamon stick. If you had some dried ginger, that could be added. It's optional. Of course, it has a lot of benefits too. Or rose hips. Now, the only place I knew where I had rose hips was when I lived in Alaska. So you can order those as well and have those sent to you dried or freeze-dried. But we're going to skip that today. So I'm going to turn my burner on, medium, and bring it to a boil. We want these to steep. So once we get hot here, I'll bring you back. Okay, so I'm almost to a simmer now. I want to take a potato masher and press down the berries. And what this is doing is it's breaking them and allowing all those beneficial juices to come out. You'll see lots of seeds floating. That's okay. We're going to take care of that in a bit. And it's kind of hard to find a potato masher. If you don't have one, I looked all over. I couldn't find any in the stores, and I finally found this at a thrift store. So if you have one, hang on to it. I'm trying to learn more and more about different herbal medicines, and this is just a wonderful one. With cold and flu season coming, this is a great one to have on hand. I'll be having several videos on elderberries and different things you can do with them, so keep an eye out for those. What we're doing here is we're basically making a tea out of this. Okay, so it's starting to simmer now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the burner off. And we're just going to let this steep now for about an hour. Okay, so our tea has been steeping for a good hour. It's still warm. And next we're going to do is strain it. And so I have a strainer here, but then I also have a paper towel inside it. A large coffee filter would work better, but I don't have any of those, so and this will strain all the seeds out. and the pulp, the cinnamon stick. I'm just going to kind of push that through the sieve. Smells really good. And you can smell the cinnamon in it as well. Okay, so now that I've strained out all the pulp from the tea, I'm going to add 1 cup of raw honey. This will help to sweeten the tea, but it gives it additional health properties for fighting colds and flu, build your immune system. Okay, next I'm going to add 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And these next things are optional, but I'm going to add 2 drops of thyme essential oil, again, this is for added properties, health benefits. 2 drops of rosemary, and 3 drops of cloves. Oops, it isn't coming. There we go. I think I might have got more than 3 in there that time. That's all right. Cloves makes it taste good. Now I don't want to can this because I don't want to cook all the health benefits out. So what I'm going to do is just pour them in jars. And then I can just cap these and keep them a short time in the refrigerator, or I usually would like to keep one out to drink, and which I'll probably keep this partial one out, and cap the others and put them in the freezer, and then just take them out. Make sure you're leaving plenty of headspace for the freezing expansion. So not everyone cares for rosemary or thyme essential oils. Maybe you don't care for the taste of that. Some other essential oils that you could add to your tea would be like lemon essential oils, orange, different sweeter type of oils. So if you're enjoying this type of video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share our videos on your social media. It's the best way that you can help our channel to grow. Thank you so much for watching Jimmy Branch Homestead.